on reform of SARS and the Nigerian police. As one of our on-the-spot visits this morning, we decided to come to visit the SARS facility here to see for ourselves some of the things that have come up during the period of the public hearing on SARS. Yes, we came. We've been to the cells. We are at all the cells in the detention center here. What we discovered is that some of the facilities have been improved. The last time we came here, there were no toilets and bathrooms to enable people at least take their bath for every day. We discovered now that the toilet facilities have been improved. The bathing facilities have been improved. The usual stench that used to happen because of the nature of pit toilet is no longer there. This is water system toilet now that is well tiled and it's normal with human habitation. Then after that, we also interrogated the feeding process here because we saw that most of the inmates were not really looking very healthy, unlike what used to happen before. Now, the information we have is that the feeding is not adequate, and that is why they are not looking very well. So we urge that the authorities have to do something to make sure that the feeding is adequate. Yes, some of the inmates get support from their families in terms of their feeding, but some of them have not also been able to contact their families. So those of them who don't have their family members know that they're here, of course, are facing challenges of how to feed very well. Now, the medical facilities are also something we interrogated because we saw that some of them were sick and they have not been taken to hospital. Some of them have hernia and they have not been taken to hospital. Some of them are looking a little bit sick. We've been told that nurses come to visit them on a daily basis, but the inmates also complain that at times most of the drugs they need to get well, they have to pay for the drugs. Well, we think that they are vulnerable people because being here, they will not be able to access all they need. So it is important that the medical facilities here are kept up to date so that we don't have cases of death in detention. We also noticed some of them that with all kinds of injuries and sores, and we think they have to be taken to the hospital. We also try to interrogate the system of the kind of body diseases and so on and so forth. And we are made to understand that the sleeping arrangement is not fit for human habitation because people lie by their sides because of the number of people, and some of them have had some parts of their body swollen, like their hip joints and so on and so forth. Some of them, their ankles have been swollen because that is the only way that they can lie down. They cannot lie on their back and get the normal rest somebody should have while sleeping. And then we saw some people that have been that have some serious injuries, which they made us understand that it was as a result of torture. So we have invited the IPOs who are handling those cases to appear before us on Monday, and we have also asked the officers here who are supervising them to get a medical report on that. And when we examine all that, we'll be able to know the next steps to take. Now, but the most serious thing is that we noticed that a lot of people here have not been to court for the past 1 year. So, well, that is it has a chain of responsibilities both for the judiciary and the police to work together to make sure that the people who are here at least have an opportunity to go to court early so that they can prove their guilt or their innocence. So in a nutshell, we think there's need to do a lot so that at least the most important thing is that people who find themselves here should be able to be taken to court so that they can defend themselves in line with what the Constitution has provided. That every person who is detained or arrested is deemed to be innocent until the person is proven guilty in a competent court and then sentenced or discharged. So we urge the authorities, as for the general outlook of the place, within what is available, we think that the facilities are overstretched and there is need to improve the facilities here so that those who are managing this place will not have so much difficulty in managing the human beings here. We also notice that some police officers are being detained in the same place where alleged criminals are being detained. We think that is not proper. We think that a separate facility should be provided for the detention of police officers, because police officers whose duty it is to arrest criminals, it is dehumanizing to now detain them in the same premises, in the same cells where they are detaining the criminals that they're supposed to arrest. So we think that is unfair. We think something needs to be done about that urgently, because these are some of those welfare issues we are talking about, the law enforcement agents. Because if a police officer goes through this, you don't expect him to be humane or kind to a suspect when he is deciding his duty. We need to treat police officers decently. We need to improve on their welfare, and with that frame of mind, they'll be able to give people their rights when they come across them. We think that this kind of treatment of law enforcement officers will affect the way they will treat other Nigerians if they come across them in the discharge of their duties. Those, in a summary, are some of the findings we came out across here today.
Sir, for me, you just as you said.